Movie trilogies. Why are there so goddamn many of them? I mean, it's pretty clear that movie directors must have wet dreams about the number 3 because the trilogy seems to be the preferred format for telling a multi-film narrative these days. Whether the movies have separate or connected storylines, the trilogy seems to fit that beginning, middle and end approach that all filmmakers learned about in Filmmaking 101. They just simply want to employ that strategy in order to tell the given story in the best possible way. Oh, and 3 times the box office gross is nice too. However, when you go for that 3-film tactic, usually at least one of the movies sucks untold amounts of arse. For every Mummy film we got Tomb with the Dragon Emperor, for every Matrix film we got The Matrix Revolutions, and for every Transformers film we got, every Transformers film. The point I'm trying to make here is that with most film trilogies, it's pretty easy to pinpoint the weakest and strongest film out of the 3. Very few exist where all 3 films are so good that there's no universal answer which says which one is the best. I mean, even some of the greatest film trilogies of all time don't pass this test. The Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy, for example. All brilliant films, but most people agree that Dark Knight is the best. The original Star Wars trilogy. Again, all great, but most people put Return of the Jedi as their least favourite out of the bunch. Back to the Future. Neither Part 2 or 3 could top the original, or so goes the general consensus. Terminator. People frequently say Terminator 2 is the best. And Spider-Man? Well, Emo Peter kinda ruined Part 3's chances, didn't it? We're gonna get to that one soon enough, don't you worry. Now, I'm probably wrong when I say this, but I personally think only 2 film trilogies exist, where all 3 films are so good, people have to either think really hard or give up on choosing a favourite. One is Toy Story. The other? Well, you read the title of the video, right? Now, The Two Towers is easily one of my favourite sequels of all time. I remember going to the cinema to see this when I was 11, and it just blew my mind. The characters, the action, the humour, the music, the prosthetics, the revolutionary motion capture, it all adds up to one incredibly worthy follow-up to Fellowship. Within literally the first few seconds of watching Part 2, I knew I was in for a treat. So why did I come to that conclusion? Let's find out. This is The Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. First off, listen to this opening music. The way that piece just slowly builds up gives me such goosebumps. It had been a year since I last visited Middle-earth. That music immediately brought me back. It's basically the equivalent of Peter Jackson jumping on screen just to say, "I'm back, baby." So the second chapter begins, oddly enough, in the middle of the first, as Gandalf battles with the Balrog. Didn't end well, did it?
Fly, you fools.
Pull yourself up a ledge, or take your chances against a 10,000-year-old fire-breathing demon of the underworld. Makes sense to me. So just in case you thought you were watching a copy of the first film, the perspective changes a little, and holy fucking shit is this awesome. So in quite possibly the most badass way to open a film ever, how do they choose to go to the next scene? By having our main character tell us it was all a dream. So, did Gandalf's battle with the Balrog happen like that or not? You know, I've always wondered this. How could Frodo have known what happened? The way I see it, either A, this is what Frodo's subconscious thought could have happened, B, this is exactly what happened and Frodo has a sort of spiritual connection to Gandalf, or C, Frodo's been smoking too much pipeweed.
What do you know about it? Nothing.
So we meet back up with Frodo and Sam as they continue their journey to Mount Doom.
Mr. Frodo? It's the ring, isn't it?
Yeah, I shouldn't have had that curry last night. Okay, that's the last ring joke, I swear God. It's not my fault, blame this guy.
Ah, Frodo, you're hurting me! When I said you should destroy the ring.
So the two hobbits camp for the night as the creature Gollum shows his ugly rear and tries to take the ring. And whilst I pray that his loincloth is more practical than it looks, the two hobbits get the drop on him as Frodo partakes in the only badass thing he ever does in the whole trilogy.
This is Sting. You've seen it before, haven't you, Gollum?
What to do with him? Any ideas, Donkey?
I say we take the sword and neuter him right here. Give him the Bob Barker treatment.
No! That would kill us. Kill us!
It's no more than you deserve.
Maybe he does deserve to die.
Brilliant! Grab his legs!
But now that I see him, I do pity him.
Oh, well, he did just try to kill you, but you're the boss. So because Gollum has previously been to Mordor, Frodo convinces him to lead them there as their guide. Meanwhile, Aragorn, Legolas and Gimli's pursuit of the Uruk-hai has brought them to Rohan.
Legolas, what do your elf eyes see?
The Uruks turn northeast. They're taking the hobbits to Isengard. They're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
Okay. If that damn remix starts playing again, I'll never be able to finish this review. Shut up! Wait a minute.
The Uruks turn northeast.
Northeast? Okay, here's the map for Middle-earth. They're currently in Rohan heading towards Isengard. Shouldn't they be turning northwest?
Legolas, what do your elf eyes see?
Apparently, this. Should have got a Specsavers.
Together, my Lord Sauron, we shall rule this Middle-earth.
Wow, never knew Saruman was that gullible. Come on, people. If Sauron did succeed in taking over Middle-earth, do you really reckon he'd share his rule? They'd resurrect Sauron, he'd check his list on things to do. Priority number 1. Kill his biggest threat to world dominance. Doi. So Saruman's forces wreak havoc all over Rohan as its king, known as Theoden, is powerless to do anything about it. Yeah, watching Antiques Roadshow will do that to you.
If we don't defend our country, Saruman will take it by force.
That is a lie. Saruman the White has ever been our friend and ally.
Hey, I didn't know Jack White was in this picture. Okay, but seriously, how did this guy end up with the position of King's advisor? I mean, look at him! Who on earth thought it would be a good idea to hire a man who looks like the love child of Senator Palpatine and Tommy Wiseau? It just doesn't make any sense. Not to mention his name, Grima Wormtongue. I want to repeat that. Grima Wormtongue. Nobody thought it might have been a mistake to let a man with that name anywhere near the king. But hey, in the meantime, why not hire May kill you in your sleep for the role of King's bodyguard, Will poison the water for the role of King's personal chef, and Chris Brown as marriage counsellor. So yeah, Wormtongue is in command, so he banishes the King's nephew Aemir under pain of death. We then cut to Merry and Pippin later at night, as they're a little cautious to where the Uruks have camped.
What's making that noise? It's the trees. Folk used to say there was something in the water that made the trees grow tall and come alive.
Yeah, they're called drugs. Dude, the trees are talking to me again. No way. It's blocking the way, dude. How do we get past it? Oh, well, some chick who lives next to a gym said we should use this. Dude, if someone in the comments got that reference, then they're fucking awesome.
I'm starving. We ain't had nothing but maggoty bread for 3 stinking days. That's what I get for shopping at Netto.
Why can't we have some meat?
Okay, play that again.
Why can't we have some meat?
I don't know why, but I just freaking love that line. I mean, it just must be the way he says it or something.
Why can't we have some meat?
Why can't we have some meat? Okay, that has to catch on as some kind of phrase we can all use. We could put it on t-shirts, mugs, all sorts of merchandise. Hell, wouldn't that be a great slogan for epic mealtime? It would fit perfectly with that love of bacon. Hell, I can see this phrase closing out every film imaginable as a way to say, yeah, that was a good movie, now let's eat.
Why can't we have some meat?
What about their legs? They don't eat those.
Mr. Orc, one does not simply eat hobbit leg. Have you seen their feet? You'll be coughing up more hairballs than Snowball fucking 2 eating that shit. I mean, it's not like you're gonna get hairy hobbit leg on the menu at Mordor's Subway branch anytime soon. Get your own hairy hobbit leg melt. I knew it's $5 foot long. Sure, those hobbit hairs may clog up your digestive system, but you're all such vile hungry bastards, you'll eat anything. New hobbit leg. Subway. Eat flesh.
They look tasty. Get back, scum!
But before long, the two hobbits are saved by the Rohirrim, though Pippin presumably gets trampled by a bullseye here. On the bright side, his bands were cut magically between shots, but I digress. Back with Aragorn and co, the trio run into Éomer, who, despite being
banished forthwith from the kingdom of Rohan, under pain of death,
is still in Rohan and perfectly alive. Okay.
The White Wizard is cunning. He walks here and there, they say.
Wow. I mean, could you get any more of a vacant description of what he does? He walks here and there, they say. He breathes and eats occasionally. They say he hears and smells things sometimes. And that he likes to take a dump about once every 24 hours, give or take. I know, truly not specimen. So Éomer lets them know of Merry and Pippin's supposed fate. Upon giving the trio 2 horses, yes, 2 horses for 3 people, ass, they make their way to the Uruk carcass as things don't look too good. A bit of trivia here. Apparently Viggo Mortensen broke a toe kicking that helmet, and that take you see in the actual movie is the very one in which his toe broke. The scream he lets out was sort of channeled by the pain, and due to its emotional effectiveness, Jackson decided to use Viggo's improvisation in the final cut. Pretty impressive acting, though I'm never going to watch that scene the same ever again. That's gotta hurt. So it turns out Merry and Pippin actually escaped and ran into Fangorn Forest with an orc on their tail. Merry's ingenious plan of escape?
Trees. Climb a tree.
Climb a tree. Of course. Orc's biggest weakness. Everybody knows that. You don't seriously now think he's gone?
He's gone.
Turns out Orc is not gone in 3, 2, 1.
Cock and kill!
Play that again.
That's disgusting.
So Merry and Pippin are quickly saved by Treebeard and enter Fangorn Forest.
Tree herder. A shepherd of the forest.
don't talk to it, Mary.
Don't encourage it.
Don't encourage it, Merry, or I eat all the haggis. Okay, sorry to all the Scots out there, it's just that after hearing Pippin's awesome Scottish accent, I just want to see that Visit Scotland advert again. Hell, wouldn't it be great if Middle-earth got its own advert in that style?
Scotland might surprise you. There's more than one way to see our sights and hear our sounds. We've always done our own thing and followed our own path. You don't have to join a club here. Just bring a club. Or a wetsuit. And don't bother bringing binoculars. The natives are friendly, all right. And our welcome is warm. Very warm. Wherever you land. And can you honestly think of a better place to have a wee nightcap before you turn in? So this year, surprise yourself. Visit Scotland.
So Aragorn and Co continue their search for Merry and Pippin when they run into an old friend.
You fell through fire and water. From the lowest dungeon to the highest peak, I fought him, the Balrog of Morgoth.
Okay, stop. I have to address this. Has anyone ever noticed that the letter R is the most evil letter in the alphabet? Wanna know why? Well, it's because you can roll the R sounds, make it sound really epic. And this is what Tolkien did. Practically every evil thing in this movie has an R in its title. Have you ever noticed? This is so every actor in these movies can roll the R to make the evil thing sound more menacing. And here's proof. Mordor, Orthanc, the Balrog of Morgoth, Cirith Ungol, Sauron, Saruman. I can keep going. Uruk-hai, Orc, Gorgoth, Barad-dûr, the Palantir, Chris Brown. Okay, sorry, get ahead of myself, but you get the point. So Gandalf explains in literally 2 sentences of exposition that Merry and Pippin are safe and that it is Rohan that needs their help. So Gandalf calls the aid of an old friend of his.
Shadowfax.
Son of Shadow the Hedgehog and a fax machine. Don't ask. So after Frodo's company failed to get into Mordor, Gollum lets them know of another entrance they can try, as Gandalf's group reach Edoras, as he attempts to break Saruman's grasp on Theoden.
You have no power here, Gandalf the Grey.
Behold the power of banished Oxy action! Trust pig forget Steins, bitch! Don't touch me. So Gandalf's 40-degree wash cycle apparently did the trick as Theoden starts to get a lot better. Still, I've always thought this cross-dissolve thing they used here was a little lame. To be fair, they should have gone with something like this.
Fingers would remember their old strength better if they grasped your sword.
That's what she said!
Hey Theoden, you know what would definitely make you feel better? Violence.
Let him go. Enough blood has been spilled on his account.
Yes, Aragorn is right. I mean, it's not like he'll go back to Saruman, tell him what we're most likely to do next, send a pack of wargs and 10,000 Uruk-hai killers on and take over all of Rohan or anything. No, letting him go is the smart thing to do. Oh, my sarcasm machine just blew the fuck up. Oh, in Brazil that means you're an asshole. Ugh. So yeah, they let Grima go, as Theoden orders the residents of Edoras to make for Helm's Deep, a fortress where they should be safer. In the meantime, Aragorn gets to know the king's niece Éowyn a bit.
I fear neither death nor pain.
What do you fear, my lady?
A cage.
Hey!
Whoa! Why the hell did you turn up? All she said was cage. Hey! So what, are you just gonna pop up now every time I say the word cage? Hey! Note to self, don't say the C word. No, not that C word. I was talking about cage. Hey! God. Lord help me if I want to review a movie by Nicholas, you know. So we cut back to Frodo and Sam continuing their journey to Mordor's staff-only entrance, as Gollum is having a bit of a mental breakdown.
Master's my friend. You don't have any friends. Nobody likes you.
Not listening. Not listening.
Huh, that's weird. I said the exact same thing when I heard Soldier Boy for the first time.
You're a liar. And a thief.
No.
I don't know why, but I just love the way Smeagol just says, nope, there.
No.
He's like he's being playfully teased about something. All the cake is gone. Smeagol, you ate the last of the cake, didn't you? Didn't you?
No.
So Smeagol decides to stand up for himself and orders his evil side to leave and never come back.
Leave now and never come back.
We told him to go away. And away he goes.
Stop! Smeagol time.
Oh my God, Smeagol!
Can't touch this.
Oh my God, Smeagol!
Can't touch this. Can't touch this.
So Smeagol celebrates by bringing Frodo dinner. Needs a bit of seasoning.
What we need's a few good taters.
What's taters, precious? What's taters, eh?
Potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Samwise in the house.
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Potato. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
You gotta boil and mash them, stick them in a stew. Eat that shit like you Scooby-Doo. You gotta turn up the heat if that's what you make. That stew we're going to ask for some crispy bacon. And whilst we're at it, I'm gonna lay it real thick. Gollum puts the pasta for I see you. Moving on. So Frodo hears something off in the distance and goes off to investigate it, with Sam being none the wiser. Remind us what you said in the first movie, Sam.
I made a promise, Mr. Frodo. A promise. Don't you leave him, Samwise Gamgee. And I don't mean to. I don't mean to.
Mr. Frodo?
Sam does eventually find Frodo though, but are quickly captured by a ranger called Faramir and his band of merry men.
Fagalith?
Back in Rohan, however, Saruman has sent a pack of warg riders to attack the Edoras residents as we finally get our first real battle scene of this movie. Took a while. What was it Theoden said earlier?
I will not bring further death to my people.
But during the battle, Aragorn finds himself in quite the predicament. Tell Cronenberg I love him!
Aragorn!
Thank you, trailer. You quite clearly showed Aragorn in a clip I haven't seen, so I know he's fine. Also, the next movie's poster has his noggin all over it, so unless there's a really good human taxidermist around, I'm willing to bet he's fine. I mean, look, it's clearly Aragorn.
No, it's just Chuck Testa.
Huh.
I took a little tumble off the cliff.
You lie.
Jesus Christ, man, Orlando Bloom's acting isn't that bad. I wonder what Legolas is thinking right now. So the rest of the group reach Edoras as Gimli tells Eowyn the bad news.
Lord Aragorn. Where is he?
Okay, Eowyn, this may be hard to take, but you know that guy you've shared 2 scenes with?
He fell.
Okay, stop. Seriously, what is with that scene? Eowyn and Aragorn barely know each other and it's been established they aren't lovers. Characters don't have a misfit in other movies when they're told someone they barely know dies. Okay, Luke, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but You know that canteen owner you wanted a drink from that one time? He's dead! No! No! But on the bright side, Jar Jar is alive. Oh, he just topped himself. Back in Gondor though, Faramir interrogates Frodo as Sam delivers one hell of a comeback line.
Frodo Baggins is my name, and this is Samwise Gamgee.
Your bodyguard?
His gardener.
You're a friend of Boromir?
Yes.
You know, despite the fact that he tried to kill me, betray me, possibly rape me, steal the ring, use it for his own personal gain, and subsequently doom all of Middle-earth and all of its inhabitants for all eternity. But other than that, he was my BFF for life. So it turns out Faramir is Boromir's brother, but once he finds out what Frodo and Sam are up to, Faramir is like, the room will go to Gondor, nah. As Aragorn makes it back to Helm's Deep by opening the door like a boss. That's seriously how I open all double doors now. It's so badass. Still, it can go terribly wrong. Guys, door's locked. Let me in.
Great host, you say?
All Isengard is emptied.
How many?
10,000 strong at least.
10,000?
It's over 9,000!
Yes, we can count. So Theoden decides to make a stand and sends all who can wield a sword to the armory. Well, anyone who can wield a sword and also has a penis. Yeah, in this world women are apparently so useless in combat, boys as young as this kid apparently have a better chance of survival. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, check out what Eowyn says earlier.
The women of this country learned long ago. Those without swords can still die upon them.
The women are encouraged to learn how to fight. And now that the time's come for them to fight, they've instead been told to sit on their fat asses, whilst their sons who haven't even fucking hit puberty yet are the ones that are doing the goddamn fighting. Ugh. King Theoden, he's a sexist ass. So yeah, the night arrives, but morale is about as non-existent as Megan Fox's acting abilities. But fear not, we have a wise old elf in our ranks. So tell us, Master Elf, what is going to happen to all these men?
Nathadagathair.
Yeah, Rohan. I mean, good God, Legolas, that was bloody dire. Can you imagine what would have happened if he said that in English?
We're all gonna die!
So because Legolas is suddenly concerned about being outnumbered, which is strange given how he never battered an island when being outnumbered before, Aragorn finds a moment for himself.
Give me your sword.
I want to give you a haircut. Seriously that, I'm glad they did get a girl to fight.
What is your name?
Hallis, son of Hamel.
Son?
The men are saying that we will not live out the night. They say that it is hopeless.
You know, showing off isn't the best way to give a person hope, you inconsiderate ass muncher.
This is a good sword.
That's not a good sword. Looks like a piece of cardboard somebody glued tinfoil onto. What's going to be your method of attacking the Uruk-hai? Paper cut them to death?
You're hopeless.
So Aragorn has a bit of fun suiting up in the most epic way possible, as Legolas wants to apologise for his "we're all gonna die" speech he gave earlier.
We have trusted you this far, you have not led us astray.
I take it you've never heard of the phrase, there's a first time for everything then? I mean, why the sudden change of heart? Like you said, 300 against 10,000.
This is Sparta!
Right. I mean, it's not like you're gonna get a battalion of elves knocking on the door, proud to fight alongside men once more.
We are proud to fight alongside men once more.
Huh. Well, Hey, you. Okay, you can tell this was not the intended character to lead this group of elves here. This guy had like one line in Fellowship. How is he relevant to the story? Want to know who was supposed to lead this battalion of elves in earlier script drafts? She was actually supposed to do something in this movie. This was supposed to be how Aragorn got the Anduril sword, but because it's deviated from the book and the subsequent fan outrage this caused, she was replaced by that guy. I mean, why did the fans want her cut? I know Arwen didn't have a big role in the books, but what we saw of her in the previous film was such a tease. She summoned the horses from the Guinness advert and single-handedly wiped out the supposedly undefeatable ring race. All of them. In one go. Just imagine the damage she could have caused at Helm's Deep. But no, instead she's probably back at Rivendell making Elrond a sandwich or something. Feminism for the win. So everyone with a pair of furry meatballs gets into position as the Uruks arrive and start doing some strange battle chant. You do realise there's an all-you-can-eat buffet of men and elf meat just a few hundred yards ahead of you, right?
Kill him!
Ooh, nice shot. You got that Uruk-hai reenacting Astafor movie now.
Everybody do the flop!
I mean, I know he wasn't supposed to shoot yet, but according to what Legolas says, that's precisely their weak spot. Just have Chris Kringle here be a one-man army.
You haven't seen the last of us! You've seen the last of us.
So the Uruks charge in with ladders which appear the fuck out of nowhere, as Gimli couldn't be happier.
Legolas! Through already!
I'm on 17!
Ah! I have no pointy arrow scoring me! Ah!
Oh, damn! Does that count as 2? So the battle continues as Theoden's getting a little too confident.
Is this it? Is this all you can conjure, Saruman?
Okay, I just want to see the Uruks cut him off mid-sentence, just so I can see what a complete arse he is.
Is this it? Is this all you can conjure, Saruman?
So the Uruks break through to the grounds as Aragorn orders the reserve elves to attack. Why he doesn't just tell them to stay back and fire their arrows from a safe distance, I have no idea, as Aragorn picks up Gimli as Legolas. Oh, I know what's coming up. I've just had an idea. Yeah, better ask permission first.
I just don't understand why you're so upset.
Well, because you didn't come to my play. Hello?
I'm stealing one of your jokes, suck it! So back in Fangorn, Merry tries to convince the Ents to go to war, but Treebeard acts like a pussy as Merry tells Pippin of what could happen if they don't help.
The fires of Isengard will spread, and the woods of Tuckborough and Buckland will burn. There won't be a Shire, Pippin.
Huh. Looks pretty bad. What's that, Pippin? You want to lead Treebeard to the edge of the forest so we can see what Saruman's wrought? Then why didn't you say so? To the Entmobile! But things aren't looking too good in Helm's Deep as Aragorn is ordered to retreat all of his men. Haldir, that's what his name was. Well, I'm glad he has a name. For a second there, I thought you were going to bring back a character with barely enough on it to kill him off or something. Oh, side character, no! Haha, it's over, Aragorn. I'm for high ground. Oh, son of a bitch! But alas, a large metal axe stuck in your brain matter is hard to repair. Rest in peace, that guy. So back with Frodo and co, Faramir have taken them towards Gilead, and it's just about to send the two hobbits to his father.
You want to know what happened to Boromir? You want to know why your brother died?
Might have something to do with the fact that he was played by Sean Bean.
He tried to take the ring from Frodo. After swearing an oath to protect him, he tried to kill him. The ring drove your brother mad.
Okay, Sean, you had way too much fun reading that line, didn't you? I just love the way he says mad.
The ring drove your brother mad.
Mad!
Mad!
Mad! Hey Sean, when this review is over, I want to show you my collection of magazine. Then later we could watch Max and catch up with the latest episode of Men, and finally we could get around to seeing It's a World. It'll be fun. Okay, stop now.
They've come.
Whoa! Faramir suddenly sprung into action. He opened his mouth so far there, thought he was going to fire his laser. Back in Helm's Deep though, things have gone from shit to smellier shit, as the Uruks have forced the remaining men to retreat to the keep.
Is there no other way for the women and children to get out of the caves? Is there no other way?
There is one passage. It leads into the mountains.
And you chose not to tell anybody about this way out of a supposedly inescapable fortress because? Seriously, what in the name of Oxgrom is wrong with these people? You didn't think it might be a good idea to send the women and children away before the battle started? You know, just in case you lost? You miserable pieces of dick cheese?
You stupid, ignorant son of a bitch, dumb bastard! Jesus Christ, I've met some dumb bastards in my time, but you outdo them all. Get over there!
So yeah, because it's looking like they're gonna die, they prepare to ride out whilst Gimli blows the horn of Helm Hammerhand for the last time.
Now for wrath, now for ruin, and the Red Dawn!
Enough, Gimli. So the group ride out, and whilst these Uruks seemingly do nothing, Gandalf shows up with the Rohirrim and lay waste to all the remaining Uruk-hai. Back in Osgiliath though, Frodo's been a bit of a twat. You know, this is confusing me here a bit. What did Aragorn say in the first movie?
At all times they feel the presence of the ring, drawn to the power of the One. They will never stop hunting you.
So, yeah, we have one ring wraith here. Where are the other 8? What is this, their off day so they can pursue other activities? Did Jerry get his driver's license? Did Steve want to follow his lifelong ambition of starting a jazz band? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And another one goes to the slow-mo pile.
Okay, that was the freakiest thing I've ever seen.
I can't do this, Sam.
Okay, what's with those really odd line deliveries by Elijah Wood? Why does he talk so slowly all of a sudden? It's really weird.
What will I see? I can't do this, Sam.
Why do I sound like Kristen Stewart with bipolar depression? I'm acting. So Frodo, Sam and Gollum are released from captivity as Gandalf wants to get in a last-minute poetic plug for the next movie.
Sauron's wrath will be terrible, his retribution swift.
His eye will be ever watching, and his lands will be full of shit. Well, Snape, there's thousands upon thousands of orcs who reside there. Do you see any toilets across the plains of Gorgoth? Yep, Mordor's full of shit. Literally. Explains what Boromir said in the previous movie.
The very air you breathe is a poisonous fume.
He was talking about farts.
All our hopes now lie with 2 little hobbits.
So back with these 2 young hobbits, Gollum is seriously not well.
I is always watching. Then we stabs them out. Make him crawl. Yes, yes, yes.
Is Smeagol even listening? I mean, Gollum has practically taken over. Smeagol will just about agree to anything. Kill your hobbit sheath. Yes. Take back the precious. Yes. Put it on eBay. Yes. Wait, what?
Could let do it.
So Gollum cooks up a plan to have a giant spider named Shelob, kill the two hobbits so we can take back the ring. But if you want to see that, you're going to have to wait a bit as the movie comes to a close. And there's the two towers, and I made it throughout the whole review without making a single 9/11 reference. Unless that counts. Oh, so you already know I adore the hell out of this movie, but there is a few minor things wrong here that I feel I should address. Now, you've already heard me talk about things like Aragorn's fake out death, the spoiler-filled trailers, and him, but there's some others. First off, the Ents. I don't like them. So do all the tree lovers out there, but with the exception of the Isengard attack, the scenes with them are a bit of a drag. You're experiencing something awesome like the Battle of Helm's Deep. You're sitting on the edge of your seat watching Aragorn, Legolas and Gimli kick multitudes of orc ass, and all of a sudden they cut to long boring conversations with Treebeard, who speaks incredibly slowly and who you can barely understand. It's not a deal breaker because I still enjoy these scenes. It's just that when watching them, I can't help but just sit there thinking to myself, can we go back to Legolas shieldboarding down some stairs, please? Thank you. Another problem I have is this. The stakes could have been higher. Now what I mean by that is that when you compare the Two Towers to its predecessor, the characters have it easier. Yeah, really. Let me explain. In Fellowship, Gandalf dies, Boromir dies, Frodo almost dies, twice, Merry and Pippin get captured and the Fellowship is left devastated. In the second movie, Gandalf comes back, Merry and Pippin are rescued by a magical talking tree. It happens. Frodo never gets hurt, at least not physically, and the only characters that do die are ones we barely know. It's just that the stakes are really high, just not for the main characters. For example, at Helm's Deep, nearly everyone dies, except for everyone we care about. At the Isengard attack, Treebeard says,
"It is likely that we go to our doom."
Yet they seem to take over Orthanc with ease, with not one Ent having an on-screen death. The closest you ever get is this one who gets set alight, but then you quickly see him put out the fire in the river water. I just think the movie could have had one or two more deaths, like have Theoden die in Two Towers instead, and part of the story of the next film could have been how Faramir was coming to terms with being the new king of Rohan, and therefore being the one to lead his people to war. Two Towers could have been Theoden's story, Return of the King could have been Faramir's. But that's just an idea. Now my final and probably biggest issue with the film concerns the female characters, and how in this movie, they don't do shit. I mean, Arwen revives Aragorn and Eowyn looks out for the people of Helm's Deep, but I feel that's just relegating the women to roles the men can't be bothered with. The reason why I bring this up is that Peter Jackson actually intended both Eowyn and Arwen to fight. The crew had actually filmed scenes of them both battling Uruks at Helm's Deep. Eowyn was supposed to be holding off what Uruks brought through to the caves, and Arwen was supposed to be fighting alongside Aragorn. There's even proof of the latter in the final cut. If you look closely at the scene where Faramir and Gandalf charge in with the Rohirrim, you can just about see Arwen fighting in the background wearing pink and riding a white horse. Now I can understand cutting these scenes for time, but they don't even make appearances in the extended edition. But then again, there are a few infamous scenes which never made it into any cut of the movie, like Faramir's vision of, shall we say, Gollum fight Frodo, or where Sauron comes back and fights Aragorn in Return of the King. But I don't really count the lack of these scenes as a negative. I just think it's evident of my love of this trilogy, and how I always want to see more from Middle-earth. I mean, a Return of the King sequel will never happen. Oh, I only say that because I said Star Wars Episode 7 would never happen in my Deathly Hallows Part 2 review, and, well, you know how that turned out. But now I want to get to the stuff I do like, and where do I begin? The opening scene is my favourite intro to a movie ever. The action is fantastic, the CGI is revolutionary and surpasses some films even made to this day, but it's not overused. They use prosthetics wherever they can, and the work they do on the orcs and Uruk-hai is just amazing. Unlike the awful CGI orcs of The Hobbit, Yeah, let's be honest people, they look like shit. In this movie, they're scary, they're disgusting, yet they're strangely humorous to listen to. Instead of just being random things to kill, they actually have things to say. It's just funny listening to them moan about their maggoty bread and how orcs and Uruk-hai apparently don't get along very well. I also like how this movie gives Legolas and Gimli some more screen time. Their banter between each other is just so funny. It's worth paying extra for the extended editions just to see more of these two. I think you may have figured out that Legolas and Gimli are my favourite characters. But I gotta give credit where it's due, as Sam is given a lot of time to shine here as well. Many consider Sam to be the real hero of these movies, and I agree. It's like Frodo says.
Frodo wouldn't have got far without Sam.
More like Frodo would have been dead in the first 5 minutes of this film if it weren't for Sam. But it's not just the character that's awesome. Sean Astin just plays him brilliantly. The speech he gives in Osgiliath is one of the trilogy's greatest moments. It's a real shame you don't see Astin in more movie roles. Apart from the Goonies, The Lord of the Rings is the only thing I know him from. It's not right. Hollywood, give this guy more work, he bloody deserves it. But back to the movie, and pretty much every positive I gave Fellowship stands here too. The score is wonderful, the sets are bloody brilliant, the cast continues to shine. I just can't find something in these films that really bugs me. Two Towers, in my opinion, is just as good as Fellowship, and is right up there with Terminator 2 and Empire Strikes Back as one of the greatest second parters ever made. I'm the unusual suspect, and I'm off to get Samwise Gamgee a record deal.
Boil a mash up, stick 'em in a stew. Boil a mash up, stick 'em in a stew. Potato, potato. Boil a mash up, stick 'em in a stew. Boil a mash up, stick 'em in a stew. Boil a mash up, stick 'em in a stew. Boil a mash up, stick 'em in a stew.